It was a trifecta of elements that Bob knew he couldn't get from the Disney animation department, so he turned to animation veteran Richard Williams to animate the movie in London, and Peter sent me to London to ride herd on the animation. It was a real stomach punch for the guys back in Burbank. But the truth was, nobody really thought much of Disney animation back then. The combination of Spielberg, Zemeckis, and Dick Williams was like a talent magnet, and animators from all over the world just flocked to the project. So now there was a unit in Burbank and one in London, and Peter would travel back and forth to rattle everybody's cage. When he was in London, he'd say how great the guys in Burbank were doing on Little Mermaid, and then back in Burbank, he'd brag about how great the guys on Roger Rabbit were doing. Nobody had attempted a movie like this before, and the budget just soared. It got so heated that Jeffrey summoned us all to New York to tell us that we did not have one more dime to spend on this movie. No more money. Then we all took limos, helicopters to the airport to fly Concorde back to London. We spent all this money on a meeting to tell us we had no money. It was a very Hollywood moment. Back home, Jeffrey was getting beat up by Michael about the costs.
We just had to put a financial box around all this creativity, and without that, the end result would have been complete chaos.
It created a tremendous amount of friction and difficulty between Michael and I, not because he didn't believe in the movie, he did. Financially, it just became so expensive, and Michael, who is fundamentally conservative, just got very, very uncomfortable with it.
Let's do it again.
And I was unable to control it.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit is one of those home runs that Hollywood hits every once in a while. It's a movie like 2001 or Close Encounters or especially like E.T. that's a technical breakthrough and a lot of fun both at the same time.
Roger Rabbit made headlines and won Oscars for technical innovation and returned just millions to the studio. The top talent on Roger was shipped back to Burbank and put to work on Oliver and Company and Little Mermaid. It was like an injection of fresh, young, international talent that would pay dividends for years to come.